Hello, students. Welcome to Reader's Workshop. Today, we will continue working with base words and endings. We're going to use our papers to make a new word, read it, write it, reread the list of words, and then use each word in a sentence. So let's get started. If I check my old paper, we did play already, we did work. Today, the action word or verb we'll be working with is read. Read. So let me get read. Let's get started with read. Okay, so read, I could start off with S. Let's see. Reads, reads. Ooh, there's S making Z ending. Reads. So I make the word, I read it, reads, I write it. I'm going to write it over here. Reads. Okay, let me try another one. How about ER? I make the word, I read it. Reader. I write it. Reader. Okay, on to the next. Here's ing, ing ending. Reading, reading. Okay, let me write that one down. Reading. Okay, next one. Let me add ed ending. I wonder if it will sound like d or id or it. Let's read it. Readed. Huh? Let's see. Read it. Oh, wait a minute. Something's wrong. This ending is not working with this action word. Let me think. Ed usually means when I'm doing something in the past. So let's see. Yesterday I readed my book. Oh no, I read my book. Oh my gosh. So in this case, ed ending is not the right thing to go with read. So if you happened to write readed, that's probably because you didn't read the word out loud. If you had made the word and read it, you would have thought, that doesn't sound right. So if you did that, just be sure to cross that out and pay attention and remember that when you add the endings don't always work. Okay, and what that is about is that's called being irregular. Let's think about this for a minute. When we say something is regular, it's the same as usual. When we say it's irregular, it means it's different than usual. Just by adding ir, we make it not. Okay, regular, irregular. So different than usual. So in this case, these other action words, play and work, you can just add all the endings, ing, ed, ers. You can add them and the word is correct. But read is irregular. So you can add s, reads. You could add reader. You can add ing, reading. But you can't add ed. If you want to talk about reading in the past, we just say I read. I read my book yesterday. So I want you to pay attention. I want you to try to do these on your own over the next couple of days. And maybe in class, we'll talk about some that you might discover, you might figure out are irregular. That means they are different than usual. They don't quite work. They won't fit the pattern. Now let's apply or use everything we've been learning about base words and endings to reading a new book. This is a book all about Lincoln. So if it's a book about somebody's life, what do we call that kind of information book? It has a special word. Do you see it up there? Biography. So on the cover, I see a picture of Abraham Lincoln, and I think that must be a painting of him. Abraham Lincoln by Will Mara. Ooh, right on the first page, I see another image or picture of Abraham Lincoln, but you know what? If I zoom in and look closely, That's a photograph. That's a real photograph, not just a painting. And that's something that's super cool about learning about Abraham Lincoln is Abraham Lincoln is one of the first presidents whom we have actual photographs of because cameras were invented when he was starting to be president, a little bit before then. And so we actually have real photographs of what he looked like in real life. People called Abraham Lincoln Honest Abe because he believed in doing what was right. Oh, wow, there's ed ending and ing ending. He believed in doing what was right. Ooh, I think they're going to talk about his log house and how when he was born. Lincoln was born in Kentucky on February 12, 1809. He grew up on a farm. His family lived in a log cabin. Ooh, lived, ed ending. Oh, there he is sitting by the fire reading. Lincoln worked hard on the farm. Oh, there's ed ending making t sound, right? He also read many books. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what we were talking about, where we don't say he readed or readed lots of books. No, we say he read many books. He loved to learn new things. Oh, hey, I recognize that picture from the big book. This must be about when he worked in a store. Lincoln left home when he was 22 years old. He had many different jobs. He was a storekeeper and postmaster. That's so interesting. Look at those two words, storekeeper, postmaster. So storekeeper, someone who keeps a store, and postmaster, someone who takes care of the mail. Those are both compound words. It's interesting to notice that lots of words that describe jobs can sometimes be compound words. Storekeeper, storekeeper. Postmaster, postmaster. Lincoln wanted to learn about the law. Laws are rules we all have to follow. Lincoln became a lawyer. He also helped make laws for the state of Illinois. Okay, there's ed ending. And I'm noticing something. He was born in Kentucky. I remember in another book he moved to Indiana. His family moved to Indiana. Now it's saying he's working in Illinois. Wow, I think we're going to have to get out a map because it seems to me like he's going west, like maybe he was going west. Oh, there's a nice lady. Maybe that's his wife. Let's see. In 1842, Lincoln married Mary Todd. They had 4 sons. Oh, there's ed ending, married. The Lincoln family lived in Springfield. Springfield is the capital of Illinois. Oh, just like we have the capital of our country nearby, Washington, D.C., the states have capitals, and Springfield is the capital of the state of Illinois. Oh, that looks like the big Capitol building. Lincoln joined the United States Congress in 1847. Congress makes the laws for the whole country. And that is also right across the river from us in Washington, D.C. The people of the United States believed Lincoln was a very good lawmaker. In 1860, they elected or chose him to be their president. Ooh, there's ed ending, elected. And that's the inaugural ceremony, just like we saw President Biden have a few weeks ago. Ooh, here's those soldiers. That's the same picture from the big book that shows soldiers fighting. A war began 1 year later. It was called the Civil War. America's northern states and the southern states fought each other. I think this is going to be about slavery. This is sad. At the time, slavery, and here it shows you how it's pronounced, slavery, was allowed in the United States. Slavery is when one person owns another person. Lincoln thought slavery was wrong. In 1863, he signed a paper called the Emancipation Proclamation. Wow, that is a long word, and here's how you pronounce it. Emancipation Proclamation. This freed all of the slaves. Actually, that is not correct. It only freed some of the slaves, but it was still a very important and good thing. I wonder who this is. That does not look like Lincoln. The Civil War finally ended in 1865. Some people were very angry with Lincoln for freeing the slaves. One of those people was John Wilkes Booth. Ooh, that must be him. And we're going to learn more about the Civil War and its causes and slavery in the next week or so. Uh-oh. Oh, I see maybe Lincoln and his wife. They're looking over here, but someone has a gun. Oh, on April 14th, 1865, Lincoln went to see a play with his wife. Booth shot Lincoln inside the theater. Lincoln died the next morning. Oh, that's sad. I'm making a connection to Martin Luther King Jr., right? Someone bad didn't agree with him. Ooh, this is a statue in the Lincoln Memorial. Some of you may have seen that. Honest Abe did what was right, even when others did not agree with him. He helped the United States become a place where everyone could live free. Oh, and here's a picture glossary, words you know. John Wilkes Booth, Civil War. Now, you don't really know them. We're starting to learn them, right? Emancipation Proclamation, lawyer. Abraham Lincoln, log cabin. Slavery, storekeeper. And here's the index in the back with some important words and the page numbers where you can find them. So we got to do something at the end of a book. And in this book, I always like to go back and enjoy this picture because, again, the thing that is so cool about Lincoln is that we have real photographs of him. So we know really what he looked like. And that's something we can enjoy as we learn more about him. We'll see more and more pictures of him and his family, too. So we can know what they were like. And his kids were a little rascally. We'll learn about them also. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this biography of Abraham Lincoln, and I hope you noticed all the endings we found in the book that we had to figure out to help us read. Off to your reading.